I made a joke about my husband's size. At my birthday, by Sunday, I had nothing left. At all, I thought it was the funniest joke of the night. 12 people laughed. Glasses clinked. Someone nearly spilled their wine. I smiled, enjoying every second of the attention. Only one person didn't laugh. My husband, Caleb. He quietly laid his fork on the table and looked at me with a face I'd never seen before. Not angry, not embarrassed. Finished. "Was that worth it?" he asked. I rolled my eyes. "Oh, come on. It's just a joke." He stood, thanked everyone for coming, picked up his jacket, and walked out of my birthday dinner without another word. Everyone kept eating. I thought he was being dramatic. I had no idea my marriage had just ended. When I got home after midnight, the apartment felt strangely cold. The flowers Caleb had ordered for me were lying in the trash. On the kitchen counter sat a brown folder. Inside were bank statements, our lease, copies of important documents, and a handwritten list. At the top, he'd written, "Times I asked Dana to stop humiliating me." My stomach tightened. Every page listed another memory. Family barbecue, office Christmas party, game night, wedding anniversary. Each one included something I'd said in public that made people laugh, while Caleb forced himself to smile. At the bottom was one sentence. "She thinks I'm laughing with her. I've only been surviving her." I suddenly couldn't breathe. The next morning, I called him 23 times. Nothing. Then my sister Lauren called. "You need to apologize." I already said it was a joke. "No," she replied. "You destroyed his dignity in front of everyone." But everyone laughed. Lauren was silent for a moment. Not because it was funny. They laughed because they were uncomfortable. Her words hit harder than I wanted to admit. By Saturday afternoon, the group chat had gone completely quiet. People who had laughed the loudest weren't answering my messages. Then I found a Facebook post. It never mentioned our names. It simply said, "Public humiliation disguised as humor is still abuse." Hundreds of people had reacted. Several guests from my dinner commented. I was there. It was heartbreaking. I'll never forget his face. For the first time, I wasn't angry. I was ashamed. Saturday night, Caleb finally texted, "I'll come Sunday for my things. Please don't make this harder." Those 11 words terrified me more than divorce papers ever could. At exactly 9 o'clock Sunday morning, there was a knock. Not Caleb using his key. A knock. He stood outside with his brother Evan beside a rental van. My heart dropped. "You actually packed a moving van." "I packed my future," Caleb answered quietly. While Evan carried boxes, I followed Caleb through every room, apologizing over and over. I was trying to be funny. I'd been drinking. I never meant to hurt you. He kept folding clothes. Then he finally looked at me. "Dana, you didn't accidentally reveal a secret. You deliberately chose the one thing you knew would wound me." I burst into tears. "I'm sorry." He nodded sadly. "I believe you're sorry. But you're only sorry after everyone stopped laughing." Those words shattered me. He wasn't yelling. That made them impossible to fight. Before leaving the bedroom, he removed our honeymoon photo from the shelf. I reached toward it instinctively. "Please, leave that." He held it against his chest. I need one memory where I still felt respected. I couldn't speak. When the apartment was nearly empty, I asked the question I had feared all weekend. "Are you coming back?" He stared at me for several seconds. "I spent years asking you not to turn me into entertainment. You kept choosing strangers' laughter over my trust." Then he handed me his house key. "I can't live with someone who's collecting my insecurities for her next joke." He walked away without looking back. The silence afterward was unbearable. No television, no footsteps, no coffee brewing before sunrise. Only empty rooms and the echo of one careless sentence that had cost me everything. Weeks later, I wrote Caleb one final email. No excuses, no blaming alcohol, no asking for another chance. Only an apology for every moment I had confused humiliation with humor. He never replied. Months later, I saw him smiling in a grocery store parking lot with his brother. He looked peaceful. For the first time in our relationship, I loved him enough to let him keep that peace. Some jokes last only seconds.